Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to share a very exciting strategy on Nifty, which I just discovered, and we'll be talking about how we'll be primarily concerned with scalping in Nifty. We're not looking for long targets. We're just looking at short targets of let's say 40 to 50 points, and our whole strategy would be concerned around it. But again, the main idea is to get a winning rate right. If out of 10 trades, even if we are able to get seven of them right with equal risk reward ratio, then still we are doing a great job. Because in Nifty, even if we are able to capture 40 points, that would mean that we are able to make around 15 to 20% on our capital, which is a lot. Okay, like on the capital that we are trading with. Okay, so now let's just start. So first of all, we just need to apply the breakout indicator on our charts. So if in the invite only scripts, you will be able to see the breakout indicator, breakout investing, this indicator. And once you've applied it on your chart, we just need to tweak our settings a bit. On the time frame and the resolution, you just need by default it would be on 1 day. You now need to do it on chart and chart. So both of the settings you need to convert it to chart, and rest you leave it as it is. Also, if you have gaps checked in, you uncheck this box and then you click on OK. Now once this indicator is applied, we need to now go on the 3 minute time frame. Okay, and also one more important point I just wanted to add. So we are looking at right now we are looking at around this much data. Okay, so I have backtested this much data, and why this much data? Because I just wanted to cover all. So we have covered downtrend also, we have covered uptrend also, then downtrend and uptrend. So it's not like only we are covering uptrend. So we are just trying to capture the uptrend. So we have covered both. So we have backtested the strategy in a range. So that means it has been working both in a downtrend and in an uptrend. So now let's just start. Okay, so I'll just go to first on a 3 minute time frame, and I'll just zoom in the chart a bit. Also, I'll enable these session breaks, which will help us identify day gaps. Okay, so these all the candles between these two blue lines, the blue vertical lines, is actually all the candles that have traded in a particular day. Okay, so our number one rule is that we are going to take just one trade in a single day. Okay, so no more than one trade. And the other rule is that we are going to create the level based on the first intersection of the day. So let's just start, and by experience you'll come to know by examples. So first of all, we are looking at the intersection of a breakout indicator, which is this, and the price, which is this. And at these particular points, we are going to draw horizontal lines. So as exactly like we do in drawing levels for stocks, we have to do this. Okay, so now see here, if you look at carefully, I'll just zoom in more so you understand it better. At this particular point, this 3 minute candle is intersecting with a breakout point, and I'll just draw a horizontal line here. Okay, and the next step we need to do is we need to wait for a candle to give a closing above it. Okay, so now this candle has given a closing above it, and at this particular point we'll be entering our trade. Okay, so at this particular point we'll be entering our trade, and now it's up to us like what risk reward ratio we want to maintain. But I would say maintain an equal risk reward ratio and try to target just 40 points. Okay, just try to target, that is like around 0.25%, which is a great number. So just try to target 40 points, and keep a stop loss of 40 points as well. Okay, so here you see in our first trade we are able to actually capture those 40 points. So if we would have taken a trade here, we would have been able to capture our 40 points here only. So I'll just try to maintain a database as well of this, of all the trades that we are analyzing. So the day was 11th Feb, and on 11th Feb we have been able to get a target of 40 points. Okay, so no stop loss was hit. And if you see, the day started here. Okay, the on 11th Feb the trading started here. The Nifty price went below and then tried to intersect. So we are looking at essentially the first intersection, and after that you will see that a lot of other intersections happened, but we'll completely ignore them. We are just concerned with the first intersection. Okay, now moving to the other day, previous day, that is 10th of February. So you will see the price started trading above our indicator, then it came back, and then here at this particular point, it intersected. So I'll just mark that point. So at this particular point, it intersected with our indicator. Okay, so Nifty price intersected here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create another horizontal line here, and then we'll wait for the Nifty price level to give a closing above it. Okay, so on this 3 minute candle we got a closing above it, and here we'll initiate our trade. We can either buy so we'll buy at the money call of Nifty of the closest expiry. Okay, because we are primarily concerned with booking small profits. Essentially it's not like small 40 points in Nifty is a really big number. But again, if someone is looking for like 2-3% returns, so, I'm just talking about that. So yeah, so here also we were able to get our 40 points. Okay, so on 10th of February I'll mark this 40 points as well. Okay, so two continuous days. And if you look at it, here also the Nifty actually was in a downtrend here. It was an uptrend, but even so in both cases we were able to get our points. And one more thing that we need to concern with is that we are not looking again and again, I'm repeating, we're not looking at further intersections. Okay, we don't have to be greedy, we just have to look at the first intersection of the day, and after that we do not have to be concerned at all. And one more question that would be on your mind is that how do we identify when the intersection is happening? So there's a very cool feature in trading view, and it is so 2-3 alerts are free for everyone. So what you can do is click on this alert. Okay, on the top of the menu you will be able to see this alert. On alert, go to the condition is this one will remain same, this one will remain same. Instead of value, you just select breakout by couple method, and on this particular thing you just say once per bar, and you create this indicator. Okay, now this indicator, once it's created here on this right in side menu, whenever there's a intersection happening, it will create a beep like sound, and it will alert you that intersection is happening, and then you can take trade. So obviously, if you're trading options, if you're trading in Nifty, then you have to be very aware, you have to be very active in the market, you have to be looking at your screens. But again, you usually, if you're doing even some other work as well, you will get a beep sound, and here you will get you will get a alert that some intersection has happened. Okay, and then you can open Nifty chart, and you can then draw these levels and using our breakout indicator. Now let's continue to look for more trades. So on 9th of February you will see we are so the stock trading started trading above our indicator, then it came back, and then here it gave an intersection. Okay, so now at this particular point, it gave an intersection. We'll just mark our level. Now, one more thing that you need to keep in mind is that here as well, you will see after coming down, it gave an intersection, but we are not concerned with these intersections. At least there should be a gap, at least 2-3 candles before intersection should be trading below our indicator. Okay, like here before intersection, like all the candles were trading, all the recent candles were trading below our indicator, and we need to fulfill this criteria here as well. Okay, so here that was not being fulfilled, so we'll ignore this intersection. And again here we now waited for a closing above it, and in this candle we were able to get a closing above it, and after that, if we'll see, we were easily able to get 40 points here as well. So what's the date? On 9th of February as well, we were able to get our 40 points. Okay, so I'll just mark this quickly. And now moving on to some other day. Now again, price started with a gap up opening above our indicator, so we'll ignore this area. Then at this particular point of time, we got an intersection. Okay, so now what happened was we even got a closing above this particular point in a 3 minute candle. Even closed in that particular candle only. So what we'll do is we'll initiate our trade here only, because eventually you will get an alert way before. Okay, and if you're an active options trader, you need to be a bit active, and then you take a trade at this closing. And here as well, it made high of around 88 points, but we'll exit at 40 points only. So again, on 8th of February we were able to get our points. Okay, and now we'll continue on with the process, and the rest of the day we'll ignore. Here also you'll see some breakout is happening, we are getting good points, but we'll completely ignore all such trades. On 7th of February we did not get any signal, so we'll avoid. Okay, no trading is also a trading decision, because we just have to avoid losses. Yeah, now here, if you see on 4th of February, we can see our first failed trade. And here the intersection happened. And if we would have entered here, now we didn't make any high, and we would have to enter at a stop loss of 40 points. So on 4th of February, if we see, we are actually making a loss of 40 points. Okay, and that's fine. Like out of five trades, four went right, and that's a great winning ratio that we have maintained so far now. On 3rd of February, we did not get any trade. And if you look at on yeah, so now on 2nd of February, we got an intersection here. Okay, so the intersection was actually given by the previous candle. So we had enough time to take a trade. And if we would have taken at the closing of this particular candle and maintained stop loss of 40, okay, 40 point. So the stop loss would have been at, if you see, stop loss would have been around here, and the target is around here. So you'll see all the Nifty, was not having any momentum. It kept on trading in a range, but still at the end of the day, we were able to get our 40 points. Okay, at almost at the closing of the market, we were able to get our 40 points. So here on 2nd February, again, we got 40 points. And another rule to keep in mind is that we do not carry our trades. Okay, so I'll write it here. We will not carry our trades for next day. So this is a really important point that we need to keep in mind. We will not carry our trades for the next day, even if you're, at whatever price it is trading at the end of the day. We'll square off our positions. So all these trades would be intraday trades. Okay, and now coming here, uh, on what's the date? On 1st of February, we got an intersection here at this particular point, but we did not get any closing above it. So we'll completely ignore this day. On 31st Jan, if we see, on 31st January, we got an intersection at this particular point. um, if you'll see, at this particular point, we were able to get an intersection. I just mark a horizontal line, and here we got a closing above it. We'll take a trade, and we got almost 40 points at this particular point only. Okay, so on 31st Jan as well, we were able to get our points. Now, moving on to, so similarly, we'll keep on looking at the levels. So again, see, why I'm not making a level here, because only two candles were trading below breakout indicator before that. Okay, I could have made, if you're a risky trader, you could have done, see, if I would have made it here, Nifty perfectly took support from here and gave good returns on that particular day. But being a safe trader, I will avoid such scenario where only just two three candles were below breakout indicator. Even I'll ignore the sketch study that is being made here. So right now here we get a beautiful breakout point. I'll mark this beautiful breakout point, and see, from this particular point it kept on trading. It kept on taking resistance, and then so even our trade did not get activated on 28th Jan as well. Now, if you look at on 27th January, okay, so on 27th January, you can see how beautiful this breakout was. Here we got an intersection, here we got an closing, and then almost like uh, almost made a high of 200 points. That was insane. But again, we would have exited at our 40% target. So on 27th January as well, we got a 40% target, 40 points target. Okay, so that was a good trade. Now coming on 25th of January, again we get a breakout here because we are concerned with our first breakouts. We got a closing here. Now see the beauty of these breakout points. Exactly here it took support and then went ahead. Okay, so now here at this particular point we would have taken our trade because we are getting closing above our line here. And even for that, okay, so now one more important thing. Now that you have created a price level, right? This is the price level, and then you are waiting when the you don't have to actually track markets completely to know the breakout would be happening. You just need to simply click. See, right now when you go to this price bar, there's a plus button. You could see. Okay, you just need to click on this plus button, and then you click add alert for Nifty. Okay, and the alert would be added automatically. So whenever the price would go above it, it will automatically then exit the trade at this point. I'll just delete this alert. We don't need it right now. Okay, so you got my point, right? And here also we were able to get our 40 points. So the day was 21st January. I'll just drag this down. Okay, leave it. 5th January, we were able to get a 40 points. Now moving on to some other day, on see if you see on 24th January we did not get any trades. We'll completely ignore it. That's fine. Yeah, on 21st January. Now on 21st January, if I draw this level at this particular closing, we would have taken our trade and we would have gotten our 40 points target. So I'll mark that as well. 40 point target. Now we could keep on going about it. Here also you will see this was one of our failed trade. Here it gave a closing above the breakout point and it immediately started going south. So on 20th January, I'll mark this thing as a stop loss. Okay, and so we can go on testing it more and more and more, but you will see it will be eventually working everywhere. Okay, I'll just take one last example. Okay, even though I didn't intend to come till this point, but anyways, we'll just have a look. So here the breakout happened at this particular point. We have taken our trade here, and again we were able to okay, now this was a little dicey, like it almost touched our targets and came back. So we'll treat this trade as neutral because I don't know, like it won't be justifiable to take this as target trade, and it won't be able justifiable to take this as negative trade as well. So I just ignore this one, and if you go and continue doing this thing, marking levels, you will see we are eventually able to here also we are getting into a no man's land. Okay, so there's no stop loss, no target. Here you will see we were able to reach our target. So yeah, this will continue, but we have came back a lot, but eventually now discussing on the results, you see in the how many days are these. Around in the last 11 days, if we would have taken this strategy, if we would have taken trades with this strategy, in total we would have got 360 points, and in minus, like, we would have got 380. So if I do a sum of these total. Okay, so net total, we would have been able to make around 280 points. We would have been able to make around 280 points in the last 11 days. And if you consider, like, 40 points is essentially around 20% return on the option price, like mostly in the most cases, and so that would mean around 5% on each 10 points. That would mean around um, on each 10 points, yeah. So divided by, yeah. Essentially, would have in the last, what we say, in the last 11 days, you could have made around 140% on our capital if you are trading with this strategy. And that is a lot. Okay, so I'll try to test it on further days and create a database of that. But right now I discovered it. I thought I'll share it with you. So yeah, so those who don't have access to the breakout indicator, they can contact me and start testing it themselves, start taking trades with it themselves. And, like, transparently, I have shared it everything with you. Even on your screens, you will see the same indicator, you will see the same price levels. So right now, this indicator is really important, and a lot of good price levels we are able to find out because of this. And I'll keep on researching, I'll keep on finding new strategies and keep on sharing with you. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.